Hello, everyone. Author D.L. Tillery here, the Mistress of Horror, and as you know, I'm the Goddess of Darkness for this 90K writing challenge that is for the next now 17, 16 weeks left to go, and writing 5K a week. And doing pretty good with that. I hit my goal for today already, but I'm going to be writing tonight. I decided that though I started with Caliostro book 2, as far as like using that project that was already about halfway done, to get my word count, I kind of really want to write to one of my romance series that I had outlined way back. And I think I'm going to just tackle those. Caliostro is a really easy write for me because it's my Magnus opus. So I want to see if I can finish one of these romance books that is in a 3-part series, not complete connected series. It's like one of those disconnected type series. And I think I'm going to write that. So that's the project that I'm going to be pulling out tonight to see what's what. And so, of course, the first week I went over my 5K word count and managed to, I think I hit about 7,000 and something words for the first week. Not bad. So I'll see. Today I already hit the 1,200. I was on Caliostro, but I'm switching over gears tonight and see what I can do with that. Maybe the word count will be slower. Could it be faster? I don't know. We'll find out real soon. Anyway, let me say hi to everyone who may be here. Hey, DL. Good to see you. DL said I'm working on book 6 of my Banishment series. Very cool. Can't wait to read it. Hello, Gillian. Morning. I'm hoping to make some progress on my work in progress of fanfic. Cool. I hope it deals out with you. Okay. I'll check that, Aphrodite. Hi, Jocelyn. Yeah, I keep forgetting, Aphrodite. I have to email you the link because I sent it in Discord and I put it on Facebook for the other goddesses, but I don't think they're joining us either. So I have to just put a note to myself that I have to email you instead of using the Discord. It's just like so many places for me to have to send it to everybody. So give me a minute. Everyone, we're gonna go ahead and start the first sprint right away. Just so we come to get the words, girl. So we could get right started, and I'll go ahead and send Aphrodite email. I'm gonna stop at the moment so I can just get everybody started. Of course, we're doing 45-minute sprints on the challenge. That's the way I like to do it. So let me grab that really quick, and then I'll get Aphrodite added. I'm going to start with my 45-minute timer that is for this challenge. Black Girl Magic. You've all seen this one before. I might make some more soon, but we'll see. Alrighty, I will see you all in 45 minutes. Happy writing, and make sure to let me know what you're working on in the chat if you pop in while we're sprinting. And that's time. Let me know how you did in the chat if you are writing with us, of course. And if
And that's time. Oh,
and if you are just joining, then be sure to let us know what you're working on, of course. And don't forget to hit the like button when you pop in or if you're hanging with us. Thank you. Let's see. I switched to chat time, which would be 4 minutes. We have 4 minutes to run our mouths, of course. Let's see here.
sorry about that. I
You
had
good?
everything on,
No worries. Let's
and then I
see.
couldn't. My
Yay, 401 words, Gillian. Good job. Let's see.
my right click button isn't working for some reason.
Oh, once stuff start going haywire, it will continue to go haywire.
Wow, that's fucked up. Oh no.
hmm
Yep, it's not working.
That means you need a new mouse and keyboard. Sounds like.
No, this is on the laptop.
Oh boy,
So
laptop's like, oh.
this laptop not even a year old. Don't need to be showing off.
True, but I never did like built-in. You talk about the built-in mouse or
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna get a another mouse for it anyway because I don't like typing on it anyway, and
sure?
I
Yeah.
hate using laptop mouse. You know,
Yeah, I don't like. I always get a wireless for my laptop when I have one. I don't
so
really like the.
I'll make sure I get one and get a keyboard too.
Feel that.
But you could probably tell I'm just tired. So
No, I get you.
I'm working on the backdoor project for the goddesses today. So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I told everybody I wasn't working on Caliostro today. I was working on
I was
one
here.
of.
I heard you. I just wasn't.
Okay.
I was waiting for you to sign on because I was like, she must didn't get my email, so I'll just wait until it
Yeah, I
starts.
did.
Tell her.
Yeah, when I get closer to it, I kind of go backstage and start adding stuff to it and stuff. So I usually don't check stuff right then. So that's probably why.
Right. Yeah. Yesterday was a long day,
Mm,
but it was a
I
very
know.
productive day. So I got all my interviews in. We did all charm chat, and we did all the story lab. So it
That's good.
it wore me out, but it was a good day.
Yeah, when you're busy like that, it make you tired. DL said I'm back. I don't know what I got done. I'm trying to rework the outline for book 6 through 10. Yeah, that's a lot of work with the outlines, I'm tell you. Now I'm fixing leftovers for supper. Get your food in. Get your food in.
Yeah, I did the outlines for all the books that I'm writing on during this challenge. Which
Yeah,
I
me
mean,
too.
I don't expect to get more than one written though. But I'm
Yeah,
just saying, I did the outline for all 10,
yeah,
and that should give me enough to be able to get two done into my editor that I can release one in December if
yeah,
everything goes okay. Like the rewrite don't have to be too much.
yeah. I feel that.
But I'm hoping for that because I want to release them like every 3 months.
Yeah, once you got them done, you can release them like quick.
Right. That's why I'm trying to, write
Yep,
them
a
all
lot
up.
of work for my outlines for sure. Yeah, I know you be working them outlines, my guy. You funny. But I had to
I
read.
don't remember. Hi, Jillian. I never seen the Jillian here before.
I don't believe so, but welcome. I said before.
Welcome,
Take it.
welcome, welcome. 400
Yeah.
words. That's
Yep.
great.
Yep.
Are
Getting work
you
done.
are you following the challenge, Jillian, for the 5K week? Just curious.
So I'm trying something new with my outlines. Yes, I'm new. Good to see you. I figured I didn't recognize the name for
It's one of
here
my
anyway.
favorite names too.
Jillian. That's a good name.
But yeah,
Anyways,
so
we'll see what happens. I don't know. At least I stepped away from Caliostro. I mean, it's more than halfway done, so it's easy to write that to begin with. So, but I
mhm.
really wanted to get some of the romance stories like done too because that's where I'm kind of leaning into for like the. I think that would they sell a lot romance just does. The romance readers are very dedicated, no lie. Um,
They
so
do.
I have a lot of stories for romance, and these are contemporary romance stories. Um, and I've been wanting to tell these for a while because, as you know, I love K dramas, and I write kind of like that anyway. And I love CEO based romance novels,
Mhm.
so that's what this whole series line is. And I think the first three in the series, and then I think most of mine are like three and fours and stuff like
Mhm.
that. Similar to Christine Fahey, where it's like, you might disconnect it as a series, but it's not the same characters in
Right,
each one
right.
type of
That's
situation.
that's the
But
kind of those are the kind of stories I love.
yeah,
Like same worlds but different characters.
yeah,
I
that,
love that.
yeah. So
Um,
that's the plan.
Jillian, I do the same thing. I
Yeah,
put all my stuff on
yeah. Let
not
me.
plastic cards, but those, like the index cards,
Hmm.
and I puzzle them. And then as I work on, I move them over. Like if I'm doing this particular scene, it's in the in progress area, and I move it to the done and go to the next. But I do that mainly so I don't have to write in order. I write pretty much like 80% chronologically, but sometimes I just want to write a scene. So, and
Yeah,
I keep all my stuff separate. So every chapter is a different file. And then I puzzle them back together in case I need to move stuff around.
you
And I
said. Go ahead.
sorry, go ahead.
No, you good. Because you was middle talking. I thought you were
Oh yeah,
done.
because I do make a master document as I go, so I'm reading it to see if it's flowing. But I try not to do that too much because I have a great alpha, and my alpha will let me know if it's not.
Mm-hmm. Uh, she said, I'm putting chapters like scenes on post-it notes and moving them around. I'm a plotter as I go writer. I plot, my characters go off script. I pause, replenish, and we keep going until they go off plan again. Sometimes they have a life of their own.
They
I'm
really
not
do.
doing I'm not doing the challenge. I found the link to the stream through the author tube and writing playlist spreadsheet. And as I need a good kick in the pants to get me started, thought I would stop in. Yeah, of course, please stop in anyone because you don't have to be doing the
Yeah,
challenge to
this
write with
isn't
us, of
about doing
course.
the challenge.
Yeah, you don't have to. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I was
you
just
could.
curious if you were because I'm trying
Yeah,
to log up the people who are. So I'm giving little prizes and stuff out to people as they go.
yeah. So yeah, please feel free to stop by anytime. It's every Sunday and Tuesday on this channel. Even when I'm not doing the 90K challenge, that's my regular streaming day. So I
Mhm.
always live stream and do writing sprints on Sundays and Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So feel free to stop by anytime those days. DL said I jump around when I write as well from time to time. I feel that sometimes you need to step away, reflect and all that. While you're doing it, write something else. Jillian's I love hearing how other authors work. Thanks for sharing your process. Yeah, of course. We love sharing our process. Awesome. I'll
Mhm.
look out for you. Yeah, please do.
And
Um,
mine is on Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
yep.
And I usually go 2 hours. I usually go 3 hours depending, but at least two. Get some good writing in. I may talk a little more on that one, but I do get a lot of work done. So you're welcome to hit me up on my channel, and also if you get the newsletter that's specifically for the writing challenge, you can still keep up with as to what's all going on. You don't have to participate.
Yep. Facts. All the links are in the description below, Jillian, for like Aphrodite's channel. We do have two other goddesses who write with us, but they haven't been able to be at each one of these. But you can check them out. There are also other authors as well, and everybody does stuff the way that they do things. I'm
Mhm.
pretty I would say almost basic as far as my writing process. Oh, it's tweaked a little bit to myself clearly, but it's not nothing to like that to stands out because I'm a plotter. So, and I used to be a pantser back in the day, but I didn't complete things too often. So now I'm a plotter. So I outline first. I have my idea of what the story is, and I usually, if it's a two character story, for as like the first lead and the secondary lead, I usually write their arcs and then the character profiles. After I do that, then I generally lead into an outline. So I outline the entire story for Act 1, 2, and 3, and that's usually set by chapter or set by bullet point. And then after I do that, then I move into the draft phase, the first draft phase, and write directly to my outline. No matter how many words that is, it's usually going to be less for the first draft because I'm not adding in, let's say, if there is a romance, if it has sex scenes, then I don't write the sex scenes at the time. I usually write they had sex. If there's fight scenes, then I usually write they fought here. And then I add those scenes after I do the first draft, or at least until I'm almost near the end of it, because those scenes don't dictate the entirety of the story, but they are the fun parts, I say, that people look forward to. But that's generally how I write my stuff for my process, and it works out pretty well for me. That's how I tend to finish my stories, and everybody knows that I'm a short story writer. That's my special, so to speak. So I can write really short stuff, and it'll have a beginning, a middle, and the end, and I'm pretty good at that. But novels is my lean, clearly, but I can write me a short story in no time. But anyway.
I cannot.
Yeah, it's not for everybody.
I am definitely long form, and I'll share my outline, my actual outline, Thursday, so people can see exactly how I roll. I may even be able to share some of my board with my cards and stuff, so because I want people to see, like, oh, but I think for me, the bulk of my writing is the pre-process of it. Because once I get all that done, I am zooming through that. I don't care how long it is. My last book was 83,000 words. And I got through that bad boy quick. But it was a lot of time before it.
Right.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to sharing that.
Yeah, but it should be fun. I like when new people show up and then they get to work on this stuff with us. It's always good. They find each other. And the AWC is coming up, so there's so many workshops and panels and stuff to look at on there on the AuthorTube Writing Conference. I'm presenting a horror panel of horror indie authors, and people who do attend get a free copy of La Draga, which is one of my short horror stories, and also one of the things that anybody could use that I'm going to be offering is a mini guide to write a short story. And it's downloadable for anybody who so happens to come across the Anatomy of Fear, which is the panel, and you can download those things for free. And I think one of the panelists, she's also going to be giving away one of her short horror stories, I believe Regina is. So that's cool free stuff for attending. Anyway, let's see.
I see that. What DL said. I did that, but it's not. It actually is my summary.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, I do the summary is what my idea page is for the story, not arc to characters. But yeah.
Plus, I like to warn my editor because he's not squeamish, but he's like, dear Lord,
tomatoes. That's true.
What are you writing today? And so I like to let him know ahead of time what he's in for.
He's funny. Talking about, I call it an outline. They call it a first draft. Yeah. Just so your outlines tend to be first draft, my guy. That's what that is.
Your outline is like your zero draft, bro.
Just so also, I've got a writing friend who does that. She calls it a skeleton draft. Yeah. Let me see. Back. Make sure I missed what he said. I jump between stories as well. The mini story started, and I write somewhat of a short story to get across the outline. Was like, Jillian, DL don't know nothing about no skeleton draft or a skeleton outline. Like, he don't know nothing about skeleton.
Think he understands the term short.
He don't also he can write short story. To him, it was short, but skeleton. No, DL don't know. He don't do skeleton draft or skeleton outlines, because being an epic fantasy writer, like, he showed us his outlines before, and I was like, DL, this is the draft of the first book. Like, so like it's his process, and it worked very well for him. But I was like, that he don't know nothing about no skeleton, but that's not too surprising because epic fantasy writers, and they don't know anything about
short. A lot that he has to keep.
Yeah, he's something.
We tease him a lot, but
we do. But he takes the hits. He don't understand. But it's it's a skill. It's kind of like I can write short stories. Like I can write a little 100 something words story, and I can write in between all that. But DL, like my boys' outlines are crazy because they to us they're like whole books. Like how your outline 50,000 words.
Yeah, because you know his book gonna be 150,000.
Right. Look. He said like a 20K plus word for outline. Yeah, DL. See, we told you, Joey.
So,
Yeah, it is. I did.
Jillian, if you show up to my channel next Thursday
Right. Yeah,
and
mad
see
respect. Right.
my outline is like 800 words. So
Yeah, mine is. I think
it
I
don't
just checked
equal
my
nothing to
outline.
his.
No, let me see one of my. I have different types of outline, but like this one outline here is 451 words for my outline for this romance that I'm writing. Okay, and so I've had ones longer, but at most like 1,000 some words for the outline. That was with more details. I don't really need the details because of the outline, but like I said, and I write fantasy, but I write dark fantasy, so it's not like epic fantasy. Like you don't know how the blades of grass came into the world. So, it's how epic fantasy, right? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's go ahead and start this next sprint. Let me see here. Let me get this on big screen and then we can get to work. All right, everyone. We'll see you in 45 minutes. Happy writing.
I need it. Oh my goodness.
And that's time, everyone. Let me know how you did in the comment section. I wrote about another 850 words. I was doing other things that weren't writing, emails and all that. And Gillian had to leave. So sadly, I've got to disappear now. I am now up to 1,363 words total today, though, which is very cool. Thanks for getting me there. Thank you for being here and writing with us. Look forward to catching up with you all again soon. We look forward to seeing you again next time. And DL saying goodbye to Jillian.
I didn't see her leave. I was
Every word is good, Jocelyn.
Where's Jocelyn?
Right, I didn't do too good. Every word is good. So you did 5 words, you did good. That's 5 more words closer to where you need to be.
You hear, you're writing, you're working on it, you're thinking about it.
Exactly. Everything is good. Even if you just read some of it or thinking of a scene, you're working on it, you know?
Or if you chilled and ate a cookie.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you gotta chill and eat a cookie.
I actually did work the entire 45 minutes and I literally got through the again, this is a spoiler, the TTRPG that I'm doing for the goddesses. I've got the whole outline, complete. So I can now just puzzle all the pieces in because I had worked on all the different parts, but everything was scattered. I'm like, no, calm yourself. Get this in order. And it took me the whole darn 45 minutes too.
That's cool.
But it's done.
Let's see what DL said. So I restructured the chapter in book 5 and 6, but now I gotta go dye my daughter's head. Happy writing, everyone. Everybody love everybody. Yep. See you, DL. Thanks for being here. We'll be kicking out in a little bit soon ourselves. So I will see you the next one, brother.
Oh my gosh, I need to dye my hair. It's talking about.
Girl, I had not done my hair in a minute. There's my mom saying, "Hey, daughter. Hey, Hope." She know better to call you Hope.
She always French. She always do.
It's only her and the kids, I think.
Yep. Every time we on the Sprint, and it be capital HOPE too.
Yeah, you gotta put all. You got because Hope is she put it all caps because hope is big deal. Everybody needs some hope, especially nowadays.
Girl, I know.
Need some of that hope. Everybody just come up against Aphrodite and get some of that hope, y'all. Get some of that damn hope.
No, it's so funny. We were at the studio not yesterday, but the day before yesterday, and my god sister was there, and she's on the phone talking to people.
Right.
And she's like, "Yo, yeah, we at Hope Studio," and I'm like, "This is not my studio," and no one.
Might as well be.
And then Andy was walking by. He said, "Yes, it is."
Yes, it is.
And then she got on the phone with her brother. And then he was like, "Oh, she's still doing that little film thing." And Sean was like, "Yeah, I'm at her studio right now." I said, "This is not my studio." And then Tam said, "Yes, it is."
I was going to say nobody gonna say it's not because nobody getting through there without Aphrodite. Okay, I'm just saying. See, I'll take as much hope as I can get. Right? Shoot, all of us will take all that. The selling. Whew.
Now,
we need it, man.
Like you'll see my name written out as Aphrodite Hope Lee, but it's supposed to be the other way around. I just don't use Hope.
Right.
Now my granddaughter has decided that is the only thing she's calling me.
That she's gonna follow what everybody else is doing.
That is the only thing she has stopped calling me Oma.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, okay, how you doing? See you later, Hope."
See you later, Hope.
She hit that P real hard.
My mom liking this green dress. Yeah, it is a bad. All these dresses are bad.
Yeah,
every single one of them.
Come on.
Of course, you in the pink. I altered mine on the other picture because I'm supposed to be the goddess of darkness. Like I look like I was darkness.
Why you all naked and why I'm what's going on? Why my boobs so big?
Well, I'm sorry. I was quite sure that was at least a realistic aesthetic. So I don't know who's been lying to you, but that's quite representative of facts in real life. I don't know.
But I love the middle part of that, so I think it's super cute.
Yeah, it is like a jeweled corset. It's really nice.
Even
It's a
like
jeweled corset.
even the necklace is really super cute.
Yeah, all of this looks really good. But yeah,
I would
so
wear that, and that's like a bib necklace, so I would totally wear that.
yeah, I'd wear any of these to be honest with you. Like I'd wear any of them. I think I had like a few versions of this one. I think I had this one here. This one was also cool.
Everybody naked on this one.
Largely, I think this one, the blue is the most covered. This one right here is completely naked. See, I'm showing everything.
I
That's got some
mean,
jewels. That's a
damn.
Beyonce outfit right there.
Look, if that first one is me, I ain't got shit on.
Man,
Some
it's one
strategic
of
steps,
them,
some strategic chains.
right? Yeah, this was the other one. I like this one because it's like pants, the white one down here.
Ooh, I do like that. Oh, I like all of them.
Yeah, all of them are nice. Don't get me wrong, they all are nice. My mom's like, if you make it, I will wear it. Yeah, bitch, I try to make you to make so I can make all of these. That's facts, but
That's
nah,
true. You know
I
what?
could make them all.
I might have to make one. Not this one though. The one with the bib necklace.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta. Yeah, I
I
gotta
mean,
make
I,
that.
I literally have an outfit like the one that's me wearing because belly dancer does. So of course I got outfits like this. So
I think I am gonna make that one because the only thing is
I
like
definitely got this blue one right here.
I would like to show my legs a little bit more, so I probably like raise it up on
True,
one
true. Oh,
side.
like the shorty one. You see the shorty one, the one with the pink. You
Yeah,
reach on all your legs like that.
because
Too funny.
I do like to show my legs.
That's true. They got legs, so you should. You
But
should.
all of these are cute. Oh my goodness!
They all look good. That's true.
Look,
Oh goodness.
that white pants set might have to be my goal body.
Yeah, I know, right? That white pencil one's nice. Well,
Oh
all
my
right, y'all. We're going about to get out of here, and our next stream is going to be Tuesday. Clearly, here on my channel at 6 p.m. Be here or be without words for your book. I'm sorry. I'm sure you're right without us. But yeah, be here. It'd be fun. Yeah, I know the white ensemble is my favorite. Yeah, it's a great one. It's really nice. Um, but yeah, I'll see if I can make some more timers so we can mix it up a little bit. I'll work on those.
You know what? We need to like maybe midway through
Hmm,
wear our goddess outfits. We
you
need to
too
make
funny.
because
Girl, I'll be trying to add stuff to this. Okay with it.
that's why I said midway through. You
I'll
got
piece
8 weeks
something
to
together.
make it. You got 8
No,
weeks
no.
to
No,
make
I don't have to make anything. I have plenty of belly dance outfits. All my outfits are goddess outfits in there. So I got like hundreds of belly dance outfits over my career. So believe that. I will you y'all can go ahead and make something. I ain't making nothing.
I'm not, I don't have any pink fabric like that, but I do have
Mm-hmm.
jewels and I have all the stuff to
Good night.
make the corset.
Yeah.
I just got to get the fabric.
Yeah, I'll dress up. No problem. But I ain't making
Showing all
nothing.
my boobs though.
Nah, I show all my cleavage. That's my thing. That was my thing. All right, y'all. If you want to find out if you're not subscribed to the channel, then please make sure you press the subscribe button and ring the bell so you know when I'm uploading new videos and doing live streams. And be sure to subscribe to the other goddesses channels as well. There are links below. And if you are interested in any of the content that we have going on, be sure to check out what we have happening. I upload every Sunday. So a new video just came out today, which was my book review for the horror books that I've been reading. That
That's what I clicked on by mistake. When I
I'm saying,
was trying to
it's
click
not
it.
scary, Aphrodite.
No, I
I'm
don't
just
mean like that. I mean I clicked it trying to find this.
oh yeah. I was just gonna tell everybody if you're not into horror books, like my review isn't like scary, so even so you can listen to it. Because listen, my boy wrote horror, okay, but I can swear this is just a thriller. This will happen to have something like a vampire in it. I did not enjoy it really. I did not, and I have to read more books, and because it's a reading in rumps, readathon. So
I like the cover though.
yeah, the covers are intriguing. Uh, The story about halfway through. It's 516 pages in the ebook. Way too much for horror, in my opinion. That's my opinion. But it was dragging. And this is why you don't need to write horror this long, because you will lose the people for being supposedly scared. There is no fear or scared in this book besides the fact that his over ogling of the female form to the point that it's just random and annoying. It's not even to the point, like, I usually don't care about stuff with like males looking at females and females looking at males and that kind of thing. I think it's quite whatever, it's fine. But just like he would do random stuff that was obviously he was just wanting to write about touching a woman all the time. And I'm like, my God, he's getting a little tired. Especially if we're in the middle of a scene where a guy who seems to be a serial killer is about to find out that they're killing. And then he's like, who's this body? And then the girl falls halfway in the trunk because the car stops suddenly. And he gets to see that there's a body in the trunk. And then he's like hitting the dude who's the male lead, who's actually the lead of the story. And the female, she's like hanging out the trunk. So he starts slapping her on the ass. And I'm like, okay, while questioning them, interrogating them. It seemed random. I'm like, is this supposed to be like scary? What?
Like somebody wanting to throw themselves into a situation.
Yeah, he just want to slap her rear end himself as the writer. And I'm like, okay. Yeah. But like, it just seemed kind of random and stupid to me. And I'm like, okay, this is really getting annoying. But he constantly does it throughout the book. Okay. And the stuff that happens to this female lead is just like, now if you've read Bite or you haven't read Bite, if you plan on reading Bite, you may not want to hear what I'm about to say, because I'm about to give away some stuff that happened, because Aphrodite ain't never going to read it, so I'm going to say it anyway.
You gotta worry about me.
Girl, what happens to this woman? Okay, and I'm about to spill some beans on this story, so again, if you want to read this and don't want to spoil, I suggest you bow out right now. Girl. The stuff that happened to this female lead, Cat. Like, I can't, dude.
Did you say Cat?
Yeah, her name is Cat, but like a cat, like CAT.
Oh, God. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So she goes to find the male lead, Sam. The name's very basic. I guess I'm not too surprised. And so she go find him because she wants him to help her kill a vampire that's been drinking her blood every night.
Okay.
Oh, right. So he comes a certain time every night and he drinks her blood, and she's tired of it, and she wants somebody to help her. And this guy used to be, he said in the summary on Amazon that this was his ex-girlfriend, but I don't know. I didn't get that they were actually ever together. I'm sorry. I just didn't get that. Get that he liked her a lot and had a crush on her, but I didn't pick up that they were actually had dated in high school or university, whatever. But I assume that's what he was implying, but he said it in the summary, but I never got that they did do that. And he just liked her because she seemed more shrug off this type. I know this guy likes me, but I don't like him. But okay, I digress on that. But so she says she kept a tab on him the whole time, I guess maybe because she knew he liked her, but she never contacted him. So she goes and finds him and tells him this crazy story. Like, who would go back to the house with this woman? I mean, the likelihood of you going to follow her and she's talking about the vampire and she wants him to help kill a person. Because to you, it's going to be a person, because obviously you're like, there's no such thing as vampires, Miss Cat.
I really ask you, are vampires just commonplace in this world?
No, it is not. No, it is not. Not at all. It's not even that type of story whatsoever. Very grounded in reality. And to the very point that I finished the book, it is not clear that this dude was a vampire for real. Okay. So, which I suppose is supposed to be a twist, but it's a terrible twist because it's never concluded. So many readers who read it was like, we're not sure if the dude was a vampire. Not to mention his name is Elliot. So anyway, but Elliot the vampire. So the name Elliot would be fine. He wasn't a vampire. But anyway, I'm sorry. And so
I need my vampire to be named Tristan.
Right, Tristan, at least, right? So he believes her because he's so infatuated with her in a type of obsessive way that he will probably help her do anything. So he's kind of like I think the banter between the two of them and the personalities is written well. So the beginning of the book tricked me, and I thought it was quite good, but I was fooled because it became very dragged out. He did too much for no reason, but not enough of anything. You know what I mean? So it was like, so anyway, they get to the house. They find out this dude is drinking her blood. And the scene when all this is happening, you know, you got to really emphasize that she's naked and then that the vampire dude is drinking her blood. This whole time, I'm sitting there thinking that these characters are in their late 30s to early 40s. I was wrong. Probably about halfway through the book, a little more than half, I find out that the male lead is 26. And that means that the female lead is also around the same exact age. And I'm sitting there like, does he I don't think he understands how to write a younger character, because I for sure thought these people was older, like around my age. Like, that's the way he wrote them. I don't think he understood the differences and the different mindsets that people are at in different age brackets. You know what I mean? Like, if he tried to write a teenager, it would just not work. You know what I mean? So anyway, it's just, it's so, I don't know. So what happens with this woman is the reason why she met Elliot, the vampire, because she was looking for a serial killer. I'm sorry, just a killer. Probably would be a serial killer. A killer to off her husband. And to off her husband because he was very abusive.
Oh my Lord.
To the point that the stuff that he did to this woman, he was clearly insane. And I'm like, so you wrote this stuff to happen to this character. Plus, she managed to find a person to kill her husband that was a supposed vampire, because he had metal fangs, so we don't know. He has metal fangs. Is it like the techno vampires that they kind of introduced back in the 80s? This was written back in the 80s or something, I believe. And so we don't.
Now she got to find another person that killed the person who killed the other person.
Right. So there's that. So she was getting abused by her husband in such a terrible way, because he didn't want to have children. Apparently, he extremely hated kids. And he would also make her watch the news, which sounds like torture. He would make her sit down and watch the news every night, even though she didn't want to. And then he said he hated children, and she knew that. So she got pregnant, though, even though they were being safe, because obviously, only way not to get pregnant is abstinence. That's just facts. I'd rather use protection or whatever. Right. There's nothing's guaranteed. You know what I mean? So she did get pregnant. He didn't like that. So he gave her a forced abortion.
I don't even want to know.
Yeah, he's a doctor. He did it in their house. He drugged her, did it in their house in her bed, and she wakes up and is like, anyone who's sensitive to blood, yeah. There was blood everywhere.
He did that bullshit Justin Timberlake did to Britney.
Yeah, see? So he did that to her. She woke up, she was upset. She went after, I guess, on that time, she went to see if she could still have kids, because he could have botched it. You know what I mean? He did do it, like, not in a facility. Even he is a doctor. And she went to find out if he, like, messed up when she couldn't have kids, because she still wanted to have children. And when she got back, he found out she had went to do that. He raped her outside in front of the car on the ground.
Wait a minute. If she wanted to have children, why would she whip this fool?
Well, she's married to this guy as her husband. And so
he don't want kids, so she should have left.
Well, I guess she should have, let's be honest. But besides, this is writing. So he rapes her outside. Then he says to her creepy stuff, talking about, I want you to get pregnant again so that way I can tear the baby apart and stuff. I was like, okay, so he's twisted. Who said that? Okay. And we're going to act like this man's living regularly.
I need to write the story. I need to start with this storyline and write it, and then show you, like, and then he went to sleep, and then he never woke up again.
Right, girl. I was like, okay, so he do all this stuff to the female lead, and then she meets the vampire, and then the vampire won't leave her alone, so he kills her husband. He does, and then he gets her, and then she gets the other guy to kill him, and then they got him. So they do get to kill the vampire, put the stake in him, because she believes that he's actually a vampire. So she gets the guy to help her, and he sneaks out and stakes the dude. Of course, they have a bit of a struggle, but he ends up vampire dead type of situation. And then they put him in the trunk of a car. And they drive him to, after they go through a bunch of crazy stuff, and then they drive him to go to the mountains or wherever they going to try to bury him, I imagine. By the way, burying somebody after you did a murder is not the best way to get rid of a body, but I'm just telling you. Anyway, so they go to drive and do that. While on the way, They like a tire blows out, and then they come across a guy called Snow White,
I'm
and
sorry.
then they come across a guy named Snow White because his hair is really white, and he's
At least he
obviously
got an interesting name, unlike
right.
poor
And they
Elliot.
assume he seems kind of off because she sees him standing in the middle of nowhere, and she's like freaked out by him, so she runs back in the car because they're like stuck in the dark and they can't see. So she's walking in front of the car at first with a flashlight, leading him out of the woods. They had the tire blow out, and they went deep in the woods, like in their car. So they see this guy standing. She runs back, gets in the car, and then the guy end up running towards them at some point, and then they like talk to him, but they're kind of creeped out. They know something's off about him. Clearly, who stands in the middle of the woods? And, you know what I mean? So the whole part that I mentioned about him slapping her ass, that's because they kind of wanted to get the hammer out the back of the thing. They wanted to get the hammer out the trunk where they had Elliot the vampire at, the stake in the chest. They wanted to get that, but she wanted to get it. But then Snow White looked back and was coming back to tell him I found the road, and then he saw him, and that's when he like hits the dude in the head, and he starts trying to interrogate her, like, "What are you doing in the trunk? Who's this guy?" Blah blah. And he's slapping her on the butt. I'm like, oh my god, dude, it's so stupid. So I'm like trying to still give it a chance, but I was about halfway through the book at that point. It just continues to get really stupid. And then they try to get away from the Snow White dude, but then he's like, oh, they trying to be cool with him. But then he obviously wants to stay with them to get rid of Elliot, but he don't want to get rid of Elliot. He wants to keep the body, and it has to be nice because he really believes that Elliot's a vampire. And he's like, we can't bury him. No, we need to. You don't bury people. You throw him down holes and stuff because apparently he kills people. I'm like, what? This is not.
Every man in her life is a psychopath.
Except for Sam, but Sam has killed someone for her. So if he was normal, she made him not normal. Either way, I'm just like, so it's a thriller. He can say what he would like, but he can't say anything now. Of course, he's passed away. But I'm just saying, like, he can write this as horror. It is, I guess, a type of horror. And obviously, I don't care that Stephen King wrote words on the front of his book like, this is blah, blah, blah.
No, it's murder porn.
It sounded like it. She's a guy named Snow White. Yeah, she made a wisecrack about that and said something about maybe he should be Cinderella, and then he like hit her upside the back of the head. Because he's also very violent if he gets mad at you, or he said he kills people for that type of thing. So, and he means it. Yeah, he's a serial killer. So yeah. So I'm like, it just keeps going. It's just dragged out, and then it focuses on the Snow White dude a little too long and annoyingly so. But it wrapped up to be very like you don't even know if Elliot's really a vampire still. Now they think he might come and get him. It wasn't good. I didn't like it, but I gave it 3 stars because I liked the beginning. I thought that the first 200 something pages of the book were decent, but it just was too dragged out. He did not need it to be this long. It was just going on and on for no reason. You do not need to continue to write just to fill space in a book. The story is over when it's over. You need to get that through to people's heads. Like, if your story is like done, and let it be done. Like you did. He just felt like he kept making up stuff to happen just for the sake of trying to keep it going. No one's afraid. This is not, he's like, well, this is, horrific incidents and bad things can put things under horror. This is true. But this is a thriller. And thriller and this horror is not the same. It is a sister.
Tell him to learn the difference between horror and horrible.
Yeah, well, he figured horrible situations happen. It could be classified under horror. This is, yes, it could. But it's just like I was expecting something else, I think, because of the cover and like it says bite. Oh, I said, because this is supposed to be about a vampire. I was expecting something else, but it says it's supposed to be about a vampire. It's not. The vampire spends most of the time in the damn trunk. Elliot the vampire spends most of the time in the damn trunk of the car, just half dead or dead. You know what I mean? It was just like I felt like cheated because I read that book. Now I'm on to his next book, which is The Cellar, which is supposed to be like a beast and a monster. So I have higher hopes that it's actually horror this time. Because, I just was not feeling this book does not turn out the way I had hoped. But anyway, I did all that and told you guys this book almost 15 minutes. Also, without still ruining the end for you and the rest of the stupid hoopla that dragged out. If you still want to read it, by all means, go ahead and check it out. It's on KU, so it's, if you got a membership, then it's free to read. Well,
I've been got
then
rid
you
of
get paid for page count at least.
yeah. I've been got
Anyway.
rid of my KU. I didn't want to. It's just that I just had to budget differently.
Oh, I feel like, because if you gotta let go Bill go, you gotta let Bill go. No lie. But anyway, I left a review for that. If you guys want to look at it, check it out, then you can hear what I have to say about it there. But you pretty much can tell already what I feel about it. I still did give it 3 stars, like I said, which to me, it probably should have got 2. But the first 200 something pages I thought was interesting enough to hold my interest. But after about
But it sounds
page,
like he can write. It's just that
oh
he's
no, he
not a good
can.
storyteller.
Yeah, he definitely
He
can
can.
write, but he just, some of the things he focused on seems unnecessary and not done well. Because you can have like instances of a female, being appreciated in stuff, her body, and being attracted to her and all that stuff. But it's just like, it's sometimes saying that when Sam was looking at her and stuff, because he's really into her and all that stuff, I wasn't as annoyed, but it still was kind of stupid. She was messing with someone saying like, "Oh, my shirt is partially unbuttoned," you know what I mean? But it was like constantly, you tell it, and people already complained about him about this. Like, this is a known thing about him. Like, he always with the female vibe, but which, if he really like loved the female form to that degree, it's just like, it's just cheesy the way I just can't. I don't know. I just can't. Anyway.
You can tell a man wrote it, right?
Oh yeah, 100. Like, yeah, 100 can tell that. Yeah, especially during the time period when he wrote most of his stuff. Definitely, no lie. But it's not that it was like, it could have been better. But I have a little bit more hope for the next one. I hope I like it, but you won't find that out until next month probably. Anyway, we're gonna go, guys. I don't wasted enough of y'all time listening to me ramble about this book that just
Yeah.
was not a good bite.
I'm actually probably gonna take a break tonight and
That's
not do
good.
any more writing.
Yeah.
I gotta go tomorrow. Speaking of costumes, I gotta make my outfit for this coming weekend for the pilot I'm shooting. Well,
Yeah,
no, I'm not shooting it. The pilot I'm in.
yeah, you're in. So yeah, you gotta get that going. Okay, that's cool. Always doing the stuff. All right, everyone. You know where to find us all the links below. We'll see you next Tuesday. And as I always say, when there's nothing scary going on, stay scared.